So picture this. Someone asks you a question in English, something simple, and you know the answer. You know the word. It's right there. And then nothing comes out. You just sit there smiling like an idiot while your brain scrambles. If that's happened to you more than once, I need you to hear this because you've probably been blaming the wrong thing this whole time. Hey, my name is Becca, and I help English learners improve their speaking skills without living abroad, memorizing grammar rules, or taking expensive classes. Okay, let's talk about what's actually going on here, because I bet you've told yourself the same story 100 times. I'm lazy. I keep quitting. I just need more discipline. You open an app, you get through 2 days, life gets busy, and boom, you're back to zero. And then that other thing happens too, right? The freeze, the blank stare, the word you know perfectly well on a good day, just gone the second someone's actually looking at you, waiting for an answer. Here's what I want you to consider. What if those two things, quitting your practice and freezing when you speak, aren't actually two problems? What if they're the exact same problem wearing two different outfits? Let me explain to you what I mean. Actually, let me show you, not just tell you. Meet Helena. Helena's answering a simple question that I asked her, and she's doing what most of you do without even realizing it, checking her grammar before she lets anything out. Listen to this. Helena, what did you do this weekend?
Okay, so I went to... Hold on, was it went or have gone? I went to the market and I bought some vegetables.
Hear that? All those pauses, all that stumbling? That wasn't Helena not knowing the answer. She knows exactly what she did this weekend. That was Helena running an editor in the background, checking every word before she'd let it leave her mouth. Now meet Marisol. I'm going to ask her the same question. She has the same level of English as Helena, honestly, but the difference is she doesn't check everything she says. She just answers. Listen to this. Marisol, what did you do this weekend?
I went to the market and bought some vegetables.
See? Same question, same basic sentence. Helena took 3 times as long and came out broken, while Marisol came out clean and fast. Nothing about their English was different. The only difference was whether they let themselves think before speaking. That gap between Helena and Marisol, that's the whole video in 10 seconds. Here's why it happens. Your brain runs on 2 totally different systems. One is slow, careful, and needs a lot of energy to switch on. That's the system Helena was using, the one you use for grammar rules. You're thinking, consciously, on purpose. The other system is fast, automatic. It doesn't ask permission, it just fires. That's the one Marisol was using, and it's how you speak your native language. Nobody's checking verb conjugations before they order coffee. You've been trying to build a fast, automatic skill, speaking, using a slow, effortful process, grammar checking, just like Helena. That mismatch is exactly why both things keep happening to you. Now here's the part that costs people the most, and it's the part nobody talks about. That freeze Helena had, it doesn't just embarrass her in the moment, it teaches her brain that speaking English is dangerous, and the next time she opens her mouth, her brain remembers that and it hesitates even faster. So if you don't fix this, it doesn't stay the same size. It gets worse every time you avoid it. Let's talk about the quitting side now, because it comes from the same place. There's a simple idea from behavior science. You only do something consistently when 3 things line up. You're motivated enough, the task is easy enough, and something reminds you to do it. Notice I said easy enough, not easy for a highly disciplined person, easy for you on a random Tuesday after a 9-hour workday when your brain has nothing left. So when your practice routine is 30 minutes of grammar drills, guess what happens the second your motivation dips even a little? The task is too heavy for how much energy you've got left, so it just doesn't happen. And then you call yourself lazy. You weren't lazy. Your task was too heavy for the fuel you had that day. Same root cause behind both problems. One shows up when you sit down to study, the other shows up when you open your mouth, like it did for Helena. So here's the fix. And I want you to actually hear this part because it's not what you think. The fix isn't try harder and it isn't be more disciplined. The fix has two parts, one for each symptom. For the freezing, here's your action. Be more like Marisol. The next time you're in a conversation and you feel that urge to check your grammar mid-sentence, let the sentence come out anyway. Even if it's not perfect, finish it. Don't stop to fix it halfway through like Helena did. A slightly imperfect sentence that finishes is worth more to your brain than a perfect one that never gets said, because finishing it is what trains the fast system to take over. For the quitting, here's your action. Pick something you already do every single day without thinking. Pouring your coffee, brushing your teeth. Right after that thing, and only right after that thing, say one sentence out loud in English about your day. Not 5 minutes, one sentence. That's it. Why does this work? Because you're not relying on motivation for either one. You're training your mouth to finish sentences without checking, and you're attaching practice to something that already happens automatically. So even on your worst day, you can still do both. And I want to be clear about something because I don't want you to misunderstand me. Making this easier doesn't mean lowering your standards for fluency. The bar for speaking well stays exactly where it is. You're just removing the friction from starting so you actually show up often enough to get there. Progress like this doesn't always show up right away. You can do this for days and feel like nothing's changing, and then one day a sentence just comes out. No overthinking, no pause. It just happens. That's not luck. That's the automatic system finally taking over because you gave it enough repetition without shutting yourself down first. You're not lazy and you're not bad at English. You've just been using the wrong process this whole time. Fix the process and both problems, the quitting and the freezing, start to disappear together. If you want the exact 7-day fluency switch plan I used to build this, step by step, I've put it together for you and it's completely free. Grab the 7-day fluency switch challenge using the link below and I'll walk you through it day by day. See you in the next one.